we are on to a new type of linear equation, or a new way to represent linear equations. So we are on to what's called point-slope form. Okay, and just like slope-intercept form, point-slope form gives us information. Remember, standard form didn't really give us a whole lot. It made it easier to find the x and y intercepts, but that was about it. Slope-intercept form gives us the slope and the y-intercept, and point-slope form gives us, wow, a point on the line and the slope. So when we get that, we're able to, 1, plot the point, and then 2, apply the slope. Whoa, that was a weird Y, but that's a Y. Apply the slope, which is the rise over the run, starting from that point that you plotted. And then the line arises. So point-slope form, it looks kind of scary and crazy, but do not be afraid. So what it is it's y minus y. Whoa, whoa. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay, so y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So the information that's given to us, this minus y here, this tells us the opposite of the y value. Okay, so if this is y plus 3, the y value is going to be -3. If it gives us -7, the y value is +7. Okay, the m, just like when we were in slope-intercept form, m stands for the slope. So that's still the case here. And then minus x1, that gives us the opposite of the x value. Whoa, I am not able to write today. So the opposite of the x value. So the equation looks weird, I'll give you that. But it gives us 3 pieces of information. We just need to identify what those pieces of information are and then use them to graph. So what I'm going to do is just do a bunch of examples with you. It's easier to be using the IXL here and doing exactly what it says and using that graph rather than it is for me to make up my own, because this graph is really nice and easy for us. So I told you we learn 2 things from point-slope form. We learn a point and we learn the slope. Okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be figuring out what the point is, figuring out what the slope is, and then using that to graph. So looking over here, oh no, it glitched. We gotta refresh. And that's okay, the world won't end. Okay, and it gives us a little bit different of a problem. So I actually will come to one like that later. Okay, so we'll start off with this one. Y plus 1 equals -3/4 x plus 6. Don't be scared. Okay, the y1 is +1. I don't like how that turned out. clear that. Let's use a highlighter. Plus 1. Okay, the m is negative 3/4. And the x1 there is plus 6. So when I'm writing this, I need to remember I'm using the opposite of what's written here. So that symbol is important to me. So when I come over here, actually, I'm not going to write it down there. I'm going to write it over here. The point and the slope. So the point, the x value, is what's in the parentheses. So in parentheses, there's plus 6. So that means the x value is minus 6. For the y, it's plus 1. So my point is minus 1. And then the slope is negative 3/4. So there's 2 steps I use. I plot the point, then I apply the rise over the run. So I'm going to plot the point negative 6, negative 1. There it is, plotted. Then I need to apply the slope, which is down 3/4. So from this point that I just plotted, that's important. That's a mistake that people are going to make. From this point I just plotted, I'm going down 3, so 1, 2, 3, over 4. Remember, over is always to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I have 2 points, you connect them up and extend them on forever. And that is the equation for y plus 1 equals negative 3/4 x plus 6. Beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the things here and go again. Okay, I need to identify my points, my point, and my slope. So looking here, I need the x, so that's what's in parentheses. So in parentheses, there's minus 7. I need the opposite, so it's going to be a positive 7. My y, there's nothing there. There's nothing being subtracted from y here. So the number that represents nothing is 0, okay? So if there isn't anything with the y, or if there was nothing with the x, that number is going to be 0. Okay, tuck that away in your brain for something to remember. The slope is what's being multiplied, so it's negative 2. I want that as a fraction, so I know if there is no denominator, that denominator is 1. Now I'm going to 1, plot the point, and then 2, apply the rise over the run. So 1, plotting the point, x is 7, y is 0. There is my point. Now from the point I made, I'm applying the slope. So I'm doing the rise over the run. In this case, the rise is negative 2, so I'm going down 2 over 1. I always go over to the right. Always, always, always. Now that I've plotted that, I've got my line, and I was perfect. Okay, I'm going to do 1 or 2 more here. Oh, come on, little guy. Where are you going? Just so that you have them. So once again, I've got to identify my point. So my x value is the opposite of what's being added to the x. So if it's a plus 2, it's going to be a minus 2. My y value is the opposite of what's being added to y. So since it's plus 1, it's going to be minus 1. My slope is what's being multiplied. So it's a fraction for us, which we like. It's negative 1 over 5. So step 1 is to plot the point. The point we identified was negative 2, negative 1. I plot that point. From that point, I apply the slope. So the rise over the run. So my rise is negative 1, so I'm going down 1. And my run is 5. I go to the right, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I always, always, always go to the right when I'm doing my slope. Excuse me. That's it. I'm done. I can submit. And I did it. Let's see if it'll give me one more. No, that has a 0, just to give you another example like that. I might not be able to get one. It might not be nice to me. Okay, well, you've seen one with a 0. We'll do this one, and this will be the last one. So y plus 7 equals 5/6 x plus 3. So first identify my point. For the x value, it's what's in parentheses with the x, but the opposite. So it's plus 3. My x value is a minus 3. My y value is what's with the y, but the opposite. So since it's plus 7, my y value is minus 7. The slope is what's being multiplied, so 5/6 in this case. We like it when it's a fraction, so 5/6. Then I just have to plot that information. So first thing, I plot the point that I found, so -3, -7. So my x value is -3, my y value is -7. That's -7, that's -3. Okay, notice I'm double checking. I don't want to get that wrong just because I accidentally plotted that in the wrong spot. And then my slope, I apply from this point that I did. So I'm going up 5 because it's positive 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then because that was a lot of counting again, I'm going to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Did it. I can submit it. And I got it. Okay, so notice this is Algebra 1, S22. I want you to go and try to do these ones on your own now.